Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of World of Tanks. I'm your host, TedTokez, and we got a few decent matches here. We're gonna start out with the Armadillo, classic choice for me, pretty standard. Um, I like practicing certain playability style tanks, and this one is fast enough and agile enough that I'm not too worried about the low rate of penetrating power as well as damage per penetration. Uh, usually, usually my goal for an armadillo run is to get up ahead of the team, get some spots, maybe a good flank if I could, in order to get some points. However, usually I have to play standoffish at first, even though I don't choose to most of the time. I choose to go the opposite way that I should about it. And as you can see, instead of waiting for the team to show up and help me here, I just decided I'd try to rotate these two tanks and whatever overwatch they may have helping them. Currently, I would say none. I haven't seen any shots come in yet, but there's definitely some tanks sitting up on that hill, up there by the windmill. Looks like someone just missed us so far off screen. We can only hear the bullet hit the ground. We got our reload after 16 something seconds. We rotate back in, right on the back end of that enemy tank, right as we reload it, so that we can maximize our potential here. We don't want to waste time driving around with bullets in the gun if our goal was to reload the gun, to reuse the gun. We're starting to get a couple good shots into me, as you can see. It's not ideal for my position currently. It's not good for my situation currently. A lot of enemies up there north of the enemy base, so for me to try to make a north push, it would probably end up as a failure like we will see here soon. However, with the amount of team finally coming out of the corner of that city, we may be able to find ourselves a nice little opportunity, even if it is based off of an enemy being poorly exposed. Maybe we have to create that opportunity of poor exposure by the enemies. A lot of times you can when you're a light tank, or any tank really, but when you're in a light tank and you can quickly traverse a rotation flank and cause them to either move their hull to angle more appropriately to your impact potentiality. See how this tank was pulling back to try to counter what I was doing to it? Well, it didn't matter, right? Because there's other players there to do something. But that's why I say that the front line's often creating the opportunity. Overwatch is usually not creating opportunity. They barely even take opportunity. They're kind of given an allowance. There you go. We're digging into them. We back up so that that enemy can't ram us, as we could clearly see it was going to try to. And then we chill out in our smoke while we reload. Get a little traverse. Get a little position traversing. We can see the enemy again, and that's good because we needed that information. Boom. We reloaded that stack, and it only had 4 bullets. I tell you what, I keep telling myself every time I run into that or notice I do, I gotta do something about that. But to this day, we still have 1 stack with a short stack. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why I haven't just made all the bullets premium bullets in this game, because the gun's garbage. You might as well just waste money while using it, you know? But that's probably why I don't have nothing but premium rounds on this thing to begin with, because I don't want to just spend money unnecessarily. I would never make money playing this armadillo if I own nothing but premium rounds. Pow! Look at that. That right there, that's what you call tactical insight. Strategic knowledge. skill-based performance. Yep. You know, some people create the outcome, some people react to an outcome that's being created, you know? Good match though. That was a good match, I'd say. We didn't really get to go like full tilt apply pressure as a light tank, but the teammates pulled up to the battle enough to where we were able to stay, you know, face to face with the enemies. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. All right, and now we got the next match. We again have the armadillo at our disposal. We have the opportunity to create opportunity. We have the opportunity to eliminate the enemy's opportunities. And to be honest, we have probably a good team here to figure out how to scout for people who probably shouldn't even be playing Overwatch. They should probably be like at some base on the radio or something. You know, because there's no way. There's no way. Like, I don't know about you, but the Overwatch that keeps killing my team, I'd much rather not on my team. The front line that may go out there and die, well, I'm glad they're on my team, even if they do die early every single game. Why? Because they're actually participating. They're the ones that are going to create opportunity for players who can't survive 4 to 5 minutes, even while hiding. Right? You're not going to have players creating a better game for other players if all they've ever done was have the game played for them and every one of their outcomes that they ever got was never earned. That's why I don't like Overwatch though. These players like to think that they're doing something when they're really not doing anything but costing themselves progressive time. They're no longer going to progress skill-wise. They're probably actually going downhill, if you ask me. Because I remember seeing tanks get 10,000 damage again in a game when we had tanks that were 4 times less than this. We had tanks that didn't even have 2,000 health, you know. Guns did like 100 at a time, you know. Good rotations. We end up getting into a crash right there. You know, managed to slow us down enough to make an impact against us that time. Team still gets that enemy target, so we're able to continue to move forward and try to find more enemies as we scout for our team. Doesn't look good map-wise. Doesn't look good. I'd have to say, if there's any enemy presence in this map, let's hope that it's in the north, actually, you know, because if they're all in the south, if all 9 enemy tanks alive are in the south, in that southeast corner right there, our team is not gonna, no. You saw how they pushed behind me when I was playing the game for them with pretty much a fair fight for myself. I didn't even need the Overwatch, most of it, you know? A lot of it was pretty standard battlefield stuff for just an individual. However, you know, when you look back, you can see that, you know, a lot of them just didn't want to play the game. They had the opportunity to move forward. They chose not to, right? It's not like your controller's locked. Your W button or your up analog, it's not broken, right? It's not blocked by something to stop it from registering, right? So the fact that they don't move up is a choice. Okay? Now, when you have games like this, okay, clearly could have been a win, but we've had to fight and fight just to keep it halfway the whole time. And when you look at it, you can see how bad some players actually are, right? Because you wouldn't get these kinds of outcomes Like, how do you have the numbers, but the enemies are still making you, you know, clutch up, right? It's, there you go, got rid of them too. Just took it from 9 to 5 there with them. Boom, now they got 4 enemies left to R6. I just eliminated that one. Now they have 3. And we have to go find them. Looks like 2 of them are behind me. I'm going to rotate this mound, hopefully being able to get away fast and far enough to where that missile or one of the enemies' projectiles can't really damage me up too much. And then we get up here, get a piece of that one. There's one more out there somewhere. Not sure where though. Probably doesn't take long because I didn't fast forward right here, so they probably find him pretty quick actually. But then again, maybe I should fast forward this now. But I'm here in the editing software. I don't know. This one might have to have some words thrown over the end of it. Now look at all this time that we have to spend looking for an enemy. This is time that's making our tank less effective than it was. We had 38-13 damage in the first 4 minutes of this match, right? Maybe 5. Then we had, however long, we had to spend an extra 2 minutes to 3 minutes probably even looking for this last guy. Looking for these last few tanks. That seems unbearable to me. I personally could not understand, and I refuse to even accept that that's the reality of this game. There's no reason it should take 2 minutes to find one tank, right? Anyways, maybe we'll get more participation out of the players here soon. I'm gonna start making videos that would actually be teaching people how to play the game if they wanted to. Also, it's making me have to learn the tank statistics more than just get a feel for it and float through it, right? So, yeah, you know, check out some later episodes or rewatch, you know, watch the Tanks playlist. It's not a bad playlist on there. It's decent entertainment. If you're into the game, I hope to see you on the battlefield. And if you are on the battlefield, I hope you're actually on the battle or in the battle, you know, not one of them bums who need people to play the game for them. Anyways, thank yous. I hope yous enjoyed. Catch the next upload.